Welcome to Smart Conserver.
I began embarking on my solar journey years ago, visiting solar power providers, asking the only question I can at the time, which was, tell me about your solar system. Me never know what more to ask as I knew nothing. Them never know either, as a poor sales rep only had prices for unique systems. All the places I visited and persons I spoke with had one thing in common. They would say, Miss, the price is $2.5 million. Some told me a higher price, and because I don't have the first cent, much less million, I just continue to dream. Every year in a spring month, I start calling around. Each time hoping that the solar prices would go down or I would wear them out. But I'm still stuck with the same question. Tell me about your solar system. I called in the spring months as I dreaded the heat. And the fact that standing long in the fridge and using the fan constantly gonna run up my light bill. Every summer I cost the light people bad. One year I got my hopes up as my cousin told me that he was studying solar energy at UA. And I remember telling him, use my house as a guinea pig. Carry what you learn come over here. Well, that never reached nowhere. You remember that, cuz? What was strange though was all business places which sold solar power at the time were introducing me to one thing, a battery system, where I would get rid of the light people. I was sold on the idea of getting rid of them, so that was in my mind constantly. But the costs were high. Anyway, one day I saw an advert in the newspaper. The advert said that I would pay 500,000 and get a grid-tied system and an air conditioning unit that could cool a 10 by 10 room. I was interested, but the 10 by 10 air conditioning was a problem, as the room I wanted it in was much bigger. I called the supplier and they explained to me what a grid-tied system was. I did not like the idea of being tied to the light people, so I dismissed it. But want to get rid of them bad. Why would I want to carry a scorpion around with me? No, sir. I forgot that supplier fast. By this time, I started researching what the battery system was and what the grid-tied system was. I learned the correct names. The battery system was called off-grid, and I did not need to get anything from the light people. I can't forget that name as it sounds too good to be true. Off-grid. The grid-tied system means me stuck with the light people. With that grid-tied system, you're tied to them, so it means at night you're stuck with them if you even want to use like a fan. But I learned that the grid-tied system was far way cheaper as it did not use batteries. No batteries sound good, as when me fi even buy one car battery me cost. Why the car battery can't last more than 3 years? No sir, after we not run taxi. But tying myself to the light people hard. Might as well me continue paying them for the rest of my life. Well, me find out say NHT gives solar loans. So I decided to check it out. Me get all of my information, find out what them need, and I went down there with a code to get the loan approved. Well, me come out faster than how me go in, as the monthly payment was higher than the light bill. But it looked like the light people are going to be beginning abstain. Me can't get rid of them. Me get word now say the light people them open store and they started offering solar power. Yes, me think to myself, who best to get it from but the light people? And thinking that me could pay them little. I think the idea of paying them little came from them offering to sell me 3 LED bulbs and they would place a third of the cost of the bulbs on my light bill each month until I paid it off. My thoughts were wrong and presumptuous, as the light people not do little bit of money for big things. Well, I requested a quote and was sent back again to do more research. The quote was for $1.7 million and it was a hybrid system. A hybrid system has the capability to use the sun in the days to run my appliances, and at night I would use the batteries. So I would be grid tied in the days and off grid at nights. Like I said, I never have the first cent, much less millions, and the people them want their money one time, not little. Of all the persons I received quote from, only one stood out at the time, and it was a small enterprise just embarking in the solar business. The owner came to do an inspection and he said the best time to get a system is when you have tried to conserve all the electricity you can and eliminate all inefficiencies. At that time, I felt conservation means making some serious sacrifices and not living a comfortable life. His quote was dead cheap, but I could not use him as he was not in the business for very long, and I was not comfortable with that. I have been receiving emails every now and then from suppliers I called years ago. Emails were sent to me about offers they have from time to time. And last year, near to the time when the pandemic touched the island, I got an offer to do a grid tied system at a rock bottom price. I hesitantly called, as you know. Me no like the tight thing to the light people, but one thing the person on the other end said that had me sold, and it was, you can be paid for the excess electricity produced. Well, here I see the opportunity to get back all of my money me pay the light people, so me make the supplier grid tie me. One thing I learned with the grid tie system is you can eliminate paying a light bill and get back money for your pocket, but you have to get more panels. Start small and increase as the year goes by. Just one panel at a time, little.
You have come to the end of another series. Join us next time for more ways to conserve.